Hope friends you are fine. In this video we shall discuss about the greatest WWE wrestlers of all time. The World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE, is home to some of the best professional wrestlers in the globe who have thrilled fans with signature moves, incredible showmanship and surprising exceptional performance. While the WWE boasts of some of the greatest superstars in the craft, the subject of the greatest WWE wrestlers of all time has been a controversial one, with each WWE fan holding dearly to his own opinion. We ranked the top 10 greatest WWE wrestlers of all time taking into consideration showmanship, entrance music, savage responses, performance in the ring which is largely influenced by signature moves, as well as belts won and the audience drawn via pay-per-view events. Without further ado, let's dive right in. Triple H is one of the biggest WWE superstars of all time. A master heel, Triple H's impact on WWE has been enormous. He was one of the founding fathers of D-Generation X and helped mastermind the series of events that would lead to the Attitude Era. He was an expert in ring psychology, owing to his training by the legendary Killer Kowalski. Because of both his in-ring skills and his backstage dalliances, Triple H became one of the top heels in wrestling history. With so many people convinced that his main event push took place solely because of his relationship with the boss's daughter, he became someone people simply loved to hate. That aside, Triple H had the look, the drawing power, and the reputation to keep WWE relevant long after the Attitude Era ended. There's no doubt that Triple H would have become a multi-time world champion even if he hadn't married Stephanie McMahon. He was, and still is, that damn good. Bret Hart was one of the best technical wrestlers of all time. Trained by his legendary father Stu Hart, Bret was a catalyst to several changes in WWE, many of which are still felt to this day. When WWE was in major peril during the early and mid-1990s, Hart was one of the main stars to step up and carry the promotion during that dark period. He was the exact opposite of the kinds of wrestlers WWE had pushed before him. He was a smaller yet a technically superior grappler, while his predecessors were mostly giants with big muscles that couldn't put on as good a match as Bret could. Because of this, the attitude of WWE fans began to shift away from the immobile muscular giants and more towards these smaller technicians, which changed WWE forever. Bret himself also took part in several masterpiece wrestling matches against such opponents as his brother Owen, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Shawn Michaels, just to name a few. Adam Joseph Copeland is a Canadian actor and retired professional wrestler. He is best known for his time with the American professional wrestling promotion WWE, where he performed under the ring name Edge. Actually, Edge is a 12-time tag team champion including an unprecedented 7 reigns as World Tag Team Champion with Christian. He won the 2001 King of the Ring tournament. He is the first Money in the Bank winner. He has won the Royal Rumble and has some Elimination Chamber records. Edge has a record-breaking of 7 World Heavyweight Championship reigns. Edge is 5-time WWE Champion. In total, Edge is a 12-time World Champion. He is the rated R superstar. You say that like it is a bad thing. He was a heel and known as the ultimate opportunist. The fact that he got 12 world titles is a testament to how good of a worker Edge was and how much people liked him. It has been almost 30 years since the Macho Man reached his peak in popularity in WWE, and he's still considered one of the greatest superstars of all time. Macho Man was considered one of the most complete performers ever, possessing outstanding physical qualities, the look and personality of a larger-than-life wrestler, excellent grappling skills and a unique and memorable voice. Macho Man took part in some of the greatest matches in WWE history, such as his famous battle with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. His non-wrestling segments were just as memorable, including his on-screen relationship with his then-manager Miss Elizabeth. Macho Man was one of those wrestlers that one could definitely describe as immortal. After all, many wrestlers, from CM Punk to Bayley to even Shawn Michaels, have all paid tribute to him through the continued use of the diving elbow drop. But no matter how much they tried, none of them could ever match the Macho Man in terms of charisma. John Cena is WWE's biggest success story of the past 15 years. First debuting in 2002, Cena is the perfect example of what WWE wants out of their top superstars. He's ridiculously strong, has the perfect look, is unfailingly loyal to the company, and does whatever he's told, even if it goes against his own personal interests. It's because of these attributes that WWE has pushed Cena to the moon and back over the years, and this push culminated in a record-tying 16 world title reigns. More recently, John Cena has become an elder statesman for WWE, promoting the company in non-wrestling ventures and spending less time in the world title scene. Even though he's spending less and less time in WWE, he's still WWE's most popular star in terms of merchandise. The reason Cena doesn't rank higher, however, is that his rise to superstardom came at a time when WWE's overall popularity declined. His overtly childish gimmick and at times terrible comedy promos caused many casual fans and older die-hard fans to turn away, which only exacerbated WWE's trouble when it came to staying popular and relevant. Hogan was a symbol of the 1980s, and his image was everywhere. Sure, he wasn't the best grappler, but that didn't matter as much at that time. His charisma was off the charts, and he was a master of controlling the audience in front of him. People simply loved to see him, no matter what he was doing. Hogan was the first WWE superstar to become a truly global draw. His involvement in the early days of WrestleMania helped propel WWE into its first golden age of success and popularity, a period that wouldn't be replicated until the late 1990s. Hogan was also instrumental in the evolution of the Monday Night Wars, as well. When he turned heel for the first time in years and helped create the New World Order, which shocked the wrestling world, bringing newfound interest to WWE's arch-rival WCW. This, in turn, compelled WWE to go with grittier and more realistic characters, which led to one of the most interesting periods in wrestling history. It isn't hard to see why HBK Shawn Michaels is still one of the most loved wrestlers. HBK was an outstanding wrestler in many different ways. He was an excellent grappler, knew how to sell dramatically, had an excellent understanding of ring psychology, and had a natural mind for wrestling. Despite several backstage problems over the years, Michaels was instrumental in changing WWE's presentation and storylines, ushering in the Attitude Era. His energetic entrance music was spot on, a classy one, which fused with his amiable disposition. His rambles came with layers of comedic rhetoric and insults. His savage responses would set the fans crazy, and his moves were incredible. Michaels successfully mastered the art of using his heels to deliver a special sweet chin music finishing move. He also headlined top pay-per-view events, prominent of which is the WrestleMania. His artful and wonderful performance in the WrestleMania earned him the nickname Mr. WrestleMania. He has won the WWE Championship 4 times, emerged as the first Grand Slam champion in the WWE and the 4th Triple Crown champion. Michaels is a 2-time Hall of Famer. The Rock was the most charismatic wrestler of all time. Everything he did had the audience cheering for him so wildly and loudly that at times you couldn't hear him speaking into a microphone. The audience loved him that much. The Rock was outstanding with the mic, the likes of which WWE hasn't managed to find since. He found immense success as a heel, and over time his promo style became so incredibly popular that the audience simply could not boo him no matter what he said. On one occasion, The Rock was in Toronto and the audience kept cheering him, but the intent was for him to get booed. So Rocky did what he did best, come up with excellent lines to change the crowd's actions. He made so many classic insults and clever one-liners that the audience was booing him loudly in under 10 minutes. He was, quite simply, a master. Although The Rock's wrestling career was relatively short, it was a critical part of their boom period. Rocky's matches, rivalries and promos are still remembered today with fond nostalgia. Anytime The Rock spoke, he got people to laugh, and his entrance theme got the crowd to their feet in an instant. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has since found immense success as an actor, proving that his charisma could translate into other mediums as well. He is, indeed, one of the greatest superstars of all time, and is a man worthy of all the success that he has received. Under many names, famous of which is the Stone Cold moniker, Steve Austin has ruled the WWE. Fans may disagree that he is the greatest WWE wrestler of all time, but rather than focusing his craft on one aspect of wrestling, Austin has evenly distributed his skills across various aspects of the sport to emerge as the greatest in wrestling. His entrance music was so reputable that it became a sort of anthem in the WWE, even long after he departed from the rings. His showmanship was as bad as the man himself. One of his most memorable lines, fans holds dear, is the Austin 3:16 says "I just whooped your ass" remark, which sent giggles and laughter among fans. Austin also is the man behind the fans' what screams, which have lived on for more than 20 years. His top finishing move, the Stone Cold Stunner, is hailed by pundits as the greatest finishing move in the WWE. The Texas Rattlesnake has also left opponents in a semi-conscious state. Following a career-changing neck injury, Austin's wrestling actions significantly reduced to brawls and showmanship, but nonetheless, the star still bagged 19 championships. He won the WWE World Heavyweight Championship 6 times, the Tag Team Championship 4 times, and is the 5th wrestler to have emerged as a Triple Crown champion. In terms of respect, reverence and longevity, no single WWE superstar can hold a candle to The Undertaker. In an industry that's full of jealousy, politics and personal rivalries, Taker is probably the only superstar who the locker room respected and had no bad words to say about him. Everyone from WWE's biggest superstars to outsiders coming to WWE for a short spell have praised The Undertaker in some way or another. This praise comes from Taker's importance to wrestling history and his loyalty to the WWE. He's still considered the longest-tenured wrestler in WWE history, and has done everything possible at that company. He stayed loyal to WWE, even as so many others came and went. His legendary WrestleMania streak was so grandiose of an accomplishment that it was praised by many non-wrestling publications over the years, even though they knew that it was all scripted. The Undertaker character was the only one that has managed to withstand the test of time and still stay popular. Though Taker's gimmick changed here and there over the decades, the core concept stayed more or less the same. After all, how many wrestlers can make an arena full of people lose their minds with the sound of a gong? None. Everything about The Undertaker makes him a legendary figure in wrestling history. His gimmick, matches, entrance, rivalries, streak, and contributions to wrestling history have all been so profound that if WWE were to host his own retirement PPV, it would sell out like WrestleMania does. That many people would want to see The Undertaker retire formally. Hope you like our video. If you like the video, please press the like button and subscribe our channel for more videos.